What a shot, hey? What a shot. It seems like a fairly good point to start the video at. Lone man walking down the street in the cold. It's quite a scene. So I'm on my way to the gym, the outdoor gym. You'll see me doing some exercise there once I arrive. There's this concept of compound content that I wanted to speak a little about on. Compound content works very similar to compound interest. Compound interest being where, of course, at the end of a year, you have invested $1, say interest rate's 10%, you've made 10 cents and your dollar is now $1.10. Year 2, at the end of year 2, assuming interest is calculated on a yearly basis, your $1.10 will be $1.12. It'll be 1.21. So, the interest on the interest, basically. Compound content works in a very similar way. And so over the next 2 weeks, I imagine that 6 people are going to watch this video. And here's why it doesn't really matter. Because it's more about compounding rather than having a one-hit wonder that smashes things out of the park. And of course, you can have these incredible videos and an amazing story and a team and well-produced content, but I think my approach is probably going to be much more aligned with consistency and the longevity, which is also important for compound interest. Compound content, whether it's long form or short form, and other people will call it different things. I think other people call it like a flywheel, and you see themselves on one platform and then you see the same face and the same person and an individual on another platform, and it creates this flywheel type of effect where people are constantly seeing you, people are able to sort of be exposed to you and trust you more easily and things like that. But I also think compound content is a good analogy, a good way to think about it, whereby I'm not talking about necessarily month on month, quarter on quarter, or even necessarily year on year, although it certainly is a multi-year concept. You think, investing for 12 months is not going to lead to much value, and no. But if you were to invest for 10 years over a 10-year time horizon, then it would be worthwhile. And having looked at a few YouTubers, particularly long-form YouTubers, and going through a bit of their story and a bit of their approach to content creation, many of them have been doing it for over a decade. And so while it might be easy for someone to say, oh, why is, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of followers and supporters. It's the sun over here. Quite nice. Why are they getting such large attraction and audiences? Well, it's because they've been doing it for a decade. And so of course that's going to be the case. Whereas, if you post up a couple of videos and take a few years off, and you say to someone, oh, I've been doing this for a decade as well, my results aren't there. Well, not really, because you haven't had that consistency. And so when I think about that this video will probably get 6 to 10 views over the next 2 weeks, I'm not worried by it, because maybe in 3 months' time, one of those 6 to 10 people will come across another piece of see me online somewhere on another platform, maybe Instagram or something similar, and they might resonate with that next message more than they resonate with this one. And then they might actually go in and they might follow, or they might subscribe, or they might engage, whereas they're not going to this time. And I feel that to be true because I do that myself. I see people and maybe I don't immediately take it in. And it does take 2 or 3 or 4 or 6 or half a dozen, a lot more times to even engage and to even realise who I'm following and who I'm looking at and whatever. Anyway, it's -31 today. It's not too bad. There's a bit of, it's not smog in that you can see. It's more like mist. I think it is to do with that the air has been sort of frozen in there, and so it leaves this haze. Look at that there. Has a haze to it, but it's not too bad at the moment. Actually, it's supposed to be much worse. Around it gets down to -50 in the next month or so. Look at that. Wow. Isn't that incredible? So, compound content. If there's one thing that I've learned, it's more about being consistent and thinking over years, not weeks. And some individual videos, individual posts, they don't really matter as long as you keep coming up to show back up the next, come back the next day. Come back the next day, show up. Much like anything, really. I mean, when people have full-time jobs, they obviously go to the office more days of the week than not, unless you're remote or whatever. And so that expertise, that specialist knowledge gets compounded. Very similar to that, very similar to learning a foreign language, showing up every day, making mistakes, going to the gym, go to the gym every day. You go once or twice a year, it's not going to have effect. You go once or twice a week, for 2 or 3 years, you'll get there. So I feel like very similar with this. This is very much in the early stages of things. Thanks for joining me on my walk. I'm just about to get there now. Just about to rock up at the gym. If you enjoyed this, you are very welcome to leave a comment. Currently not many comments, so I get to reply to them all. How fortunate and how grateful I am to be able to reply to all my comments. A flurry of comments. Not many comments on YouTube, totally fine. Other platforms, there's a few. At YouTube, not many. I also probably don't mind this theme or this approach of taking you with me as I walk. I'm almost taking this route anyway, this route. So why not also talk to you at the same time as I go around? It's interesting. Yeah. So anyway, enjoy. Catch you next time.